morning. This is the day that the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. Yes, 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 yes.
Good morning.
Good morning, Kristi. Listen, you guys, I'm super excited because if you can notice, we have a new setup. Boom. Studio looking different. Yes.
It's
We Isn't it looking different?
I'm
Yes.
here for it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We're doing our welcome in to Kristi, our new co-host. Yeah. So
Okay.
I hope you guys enjoyed the promo. That is going to be the last time you'll see that promo because we're going to be changing our promo too. Yeah. Yeah.
Ah,
So I'm super
I'm
excited. Man, Kristi, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited.
excited. I'm
Thank
excited.
you so much for saying yes and being a part of our streaming and on this journey. This is amazing. Like we're getting ready to do some stuff that is so super different,
Yeah.
and it's going to. I know it's going to change the world. It's going to change some people's lives and
Mhm.
really seriously work some things out. And so I'm super excited about it. I'm just letting everybody know we're here.
No, you good
Um,
with that. You good.
you got to let the folks know we're here. I did receive your text this morning that
I
said,
think you're gonna say, then you're gonna say, I know you in. I know you're trying
yeah,
to think, I know you in. I know what you gotta
yeah,
do.
I know you're here. I know you're here now. Since you're here. And I just really been trying out some things here on StreamYard. Big shouts
Mhm.
out to StreamYard. If you guys are looking for, I'm always looking to plug in some things and let you guys know. Good morning, Thesha. Good morning. I'm
Morning.
always looking to plug in some things and let people know in the entrepreneur world of some ways that we can be much better in our work and streaming and things such as that. And so this is one thing that I've learned is that StreamYard, they're really truly developing
Yeah.
a program. I'm not very tech savvy when it comes down to Zoom yet,
Yeah.
but I'm learning more about it and everything. And so this is one of the great screens that StreamYard
I
has. They
love
do,
it. I like
yeah, this
this.
is
This is nice.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We got some more little things. I'm learning, I'm tweaking it, I'm learning about it.
This is
And so I
that's
love the way that they are really enhancing
mhm.
what we have and everything like that. So I'm sharing things. I like the fact that we're able to get people in the mornings,
Yeah.
like before time, before we're able to
Yeah.
just kind of invite
Started.
people over to see us and to be a part of what we're doing. So
Mhm.
that's one of the great things that I love. Also, I love that we're able to interact. So that's another thing. I know that a lot of people watch what we're doing in the replay. Our numbers was really good yesterday. Kristi,
Okay.
big shout out to everybody who
Thank
was
you,
watching and
Mom,
engaging.
for
Yes,
joining.
ma'am. Yeah, we
It makes for a
we
good.
served over 400 people yesterday. So that was
Oh,
folks
good Lord.
watching us. They've been watching. They've been watching.
Come on, watch. Keep
They've
watching.
been watching us. Yes.
Keep
And
watching.
so
Come on back
that's
down the road.
listen, we down for it all. We want y'all to watch. We need you to watch, fight, and pray. So that's us. And so I
Yes,
love
yes.
to just pick up wherever it is that we're gonna pick up from, Kristi. But yesterday got real hot, y'all. It got hot. I don't know if you missed it, but it got hot.
It got a little hot and heavy
You got a
yesterday.
cup cam this morning? You
It
got a
got a
cup
little
for us? Oh,
so
Mickey Mouse. Mickey
let me let you
Mouse.
know. I am in Louisiana. I'm visiting my dad. Normally I would be out of town for work this week, but
Okay.
they got moved around. So I said, well, I was supposed to be out of town anyway, so I just came on in. I'm gonna work from this house for a couple of
Okay.
days. So my
So you
background
just
is different. So I decided
listen, I love it. I was getting
to
ready to
move
say, okay, come through with the home light feel.
at my mama house, at my mama
Yeah,
and daddy house. So
yeah.
this is one of my favorite mugs that I have to drink at my mom's house. She's I didn't get the coffee cup deal just out of nowhere. We talk about all the time about learned behavior. My mama loves
Yeah.
coffee, my mother and my father, and so there's tons of coffee mugs for me to pick from as well. So who knows? Tomorrow I might be having one of hers that say best nurse ever, and
Look at that.
Who knows?
Look at that. Mother had the mug on lock too. It's just a mug thing. It's just something that they do. And so
Oh,
listen, I love it. I love that. That is amazing to me. So I know that our conversation yesterday got real good and deep.
mm-hmm.
And we covered some areas. I love to do my surveys. So let me tell you what I surveyed yesterday. I asked some friends of mine who are in the faith, because my goal is that we really truly, because I'm an evangelist.
Mm-hmm.
Evangelizing is what we do. I love what a friend of mine said. She stated and said that evangelist is not an event; it's a lifestyle. Thank you,
Wow.
Prophetess Boyd Luckett, for that.
Wow.
And that's the truth. She said that it's a lifestyle, and it is a lifestyle.
Yeah.
And so when we talk about how can we better ourselves, what can our language be? How can we really truly help people? I know that from the kick of starts, you said, ask questions. Do we have a leadership class that teaches
Yeah.
us in the faith as far as being ministers, pastors, preachers? Do we have a
Yeah.
communication
Communicate.
leadership class? And so I just ask my friends because I like to know, I like to know because that is some things that I'm always asked. Well, Nikki, what can we do better in our church for outreach? What can we do better in our worship time to really draw the people in? Because folks ain't trying to go to church when there is nothing but drama to the church, right?
At all.
And we always have a compare to, apples and oranges, but I'm allergic to oranges, so I stay on the apple side of thing. And the apples is simple that we as believers, yeah, I am. We as believers have to make sure that we're checking off our boxes. And
Yeah.
I love what you said. And I did add that in the conversation to say, I believe that you guys need to hire your expert that can help you with communication and leadership. And yes, I threw your name in the hat and I
Yeah.
told them, I say, so
Mm-hmm.
that's a good question. And so when I was asking them to look at the show,
Yeah.
one of my friends looked a little bit and
Mm-hmm.
everything, and he said, you were spot on. He said
Yeah.
both of y'all was spot on
Yeah.
with some conversations. And he was like, I would just really love to introduce this kind of teaching to my leaders.
Yeah. That's who needs it. That's who
And that's what I
needs
told him. I said, because
it.
we are the ones who really truly we set the tone of what's going to happen in the house itself.
Absolutely.
And so if we are the ones who are really going to set the tone, I told him, I said, because think about it. You're not at the door. You have a greeter. I said, I remember ushers, but now y'all have these greeters. I said, your greeter at the door got a bad attitude.
Y'all not in the trenches, but the trenches matter. Yeah.
And I said, so I can't get to the feel of who you are if your greeter rolling their eyes and ticked off in the morning.
Eh,
They human, but
they are. But
they
guess
can't
what?
be at the greeting spot. They need to say, I'm not
You can't
gonna greet
serve.
today.
You can't serve. You gotta
Yeah,
know, you have to know. That's great what you said. All of that
yeah,
matters. And you have to know in some positions you accept professionally, church wise, volunteer. I would have a saying in my field, I can't afford to have a bad day. And I know it sounds like you putting too much pressure on yourself, but just think about it. The world never remembers the 11,000 things you did great. They're going to remember that one time Kristi woke up and she had attitude on the morning chat. They're gonna remember that one more. They ain't gonna remember none of the other nuggets. They're not gonna remember anything else that I've said that has changed their life, transformed their marriage, their relationship. They're not gonna remember that. They're gonna remember, you remember that time she got up on there and she just not knowing that Kristi got a life too. She human.
yeah.
It's human nature. So greeters at the church, professionals, maybe supervisors, we just can't afford to have a bad day.
Afford it.
if
No,
you if you can't put it down, or if you can't accept the prayer, or if you can't say, just like you said, this is probably won't be my morning to serve, I'm not at my best, where else can I be of assistance to the ministry this morning?
that doesn't require for me to interact with people.
Then that's just that on that. you know there's no nice way, there's no way to sugarcoat it. As a matter of fact, I don't sugarcoat that. The face of your company, that is your brand. That is why the brand makes so much money. That's why the face of the company makes so much money.
Yeah.
That determines if you're going to stay at a church, not go to a church. You know, we went to church Sunday, not out of the ordinary. And I know for my church, I need to get there a little bit before starting time. I say a little bit. You want to get there about 15 minutes before starting time because it gets packed. And I don't want to sit in overflow. I know that it reaches to the highest, to the lowest, to the overflow. I know it goes to the mountain and the valley, and it reaches, and the anointing is everywhere. I know all of that.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in overflow. Okay.
Right.
I
You
just
want to be in the main
I want
sanctuary.
to be in the house. I want to be in
Yeah.
the house. So
Yeah.
I know my attitude is already turned off. If I have to get sent to the overflow, man, I ain't be able to receive nothing because I'm mad because I'm in the overflow.
Yeah.
So we make it to church. We was running a little, we got there right at 9 on the dot. And so we already knew we was pushing it. What I'm getting at is that we tell the usher, you know, we need seating for 4. And so he like sends us to 2 different aisles. He was getting frustrated because he thought, you know, that there was room on this aisle. You don't want to interrupt the floor of worship. There's people that don't listen to directions, that they tell you to scrunch in. Scrunch, is that a word? Anyway,
That's the
I'll make it a
strength
word.
today.
Scrunch in. You
Strength
gotta
in.
scrunch in. And they're not doing that because they want to have all of the room. So, long story short, I could have said, you don't even know how to count. I mean, I could have got attitude. I just politely said, sir, we'll split up. It's no problem. If you have 2 and 2, it's no big deal. The usher, I could tell he was getting nervous because you can tell he probably caught a lot of attitudes from people like, I want to see my family. I said, it's okay. I don't know where I'm gonna run into this man at again. I don't know his position in the professional world. I don't know who he is outside of being an usher at the church. But what I did know is that I'm not about to treat this man crazy. Number one, because I got to church not well how I needed to get there.
Mm-hmm.
And secondly, he's just doing his job. And
That's
I know
it.
that, you know, he could have just went both ways. But greeters, correct. You gotta have the right greet up in the front.
Yeah.
Not only that, not only that, your greeter gotta look welcoming. Kristi, don't be up in there talking about the people like that. Everybody ain't got I hear now. Everybody ain't gotta wear makeup and heels. I didn't say nothing about wearing makeup and heels. I said look presentable. And this is 2023. It's 2023. Um, everything is appealing to the eye. We
Yes, it
we
is.
like things to look right when we eat. Bring something on the plate and it don't look right. You probably won't
You're
try
not
it.
eating it. You're not gonna try it.
It's
Mhm.
it's it's guess what? It's just human nature. I don't know why us as the church we feel like those things don't apply to us. It applies. You
Yes,
want
it
people to
does.
come to your church. You put a church that's not maintained next to one that is maintained. You probably won't get more people going to the one that's maintained only because it just looks better to the eye. And that is nothing wrong with saying that. It's not wrong with
Yeah.
saying that. I mean, poll and survey every man. Poll and survey every man or even every woman. You pass by somebody, you don't say, man, I bet you she got a good heart. You pass
Right.
by a woman and be like, come here, you looking good. You're gonna catch the eye. It's
Yeah.
the same. It's the same way when we're inviting people into our service. We invite people into our church. Um, have somebody that can get up and get the crust out their eye. They know how to put their hair together. They know how to do something with their hair. And when I say put their hair together,
Yeah.
I ain't saying go and buy the $180 wig and get an install every night and go and get the crochet. I'm not saying all that. I'm saying look presentable for you. I'm saying
Right.
look presentable. Who are you representing? All of those things matters. All of those things matter. Um, it just it says everything about it's your first impression. It's your first impression. You don't get a second chance to make a first impression. You can come back and redeem yourself. You can come back and definitely try to redeem yourself. But people all the time will remember that first impression. And
Yep.
so obviously when selecting your ushers, your greeters, your parking lot attendants, those things matter. Those things make a difference.
Yes,
And that
they
needs to
do.
be part of the training. Whenever we have all these orientations, we have new member blitzes. They tell you about the mission, the vision, the
Yeah.
fundraisers, the go-tos, the missions, the ministry, the volunteer. You hear about all of that. Start talking.
Oh, good morning,
Thank you, Miss
Mimi.
Tanya. It is. First is the
Mimi in the
last.
building. Mimi's in the building. First impression is
That's
the last impression. Look
that's
at
just
you.
that's just that on that. Look, that's just that on that.
But it makes
So
sense. It makes so much sense because
it
you said
matters.
something
It
that
matters.
And
You
that's
can't
what we
just
talked
get
about.
anybody. You can't just get
Yeah.
anybody. Well, so that's all we got. That's all the volunteers we got. Okay, well, let's work with what the team we got. Do we need to bring somebody in and train the greeters how to greet? If you don't know how to greet, get the trainer in there to teach them how to say hello, how to say good morning, how to keep that smile on their face. Let me tell you something. I'm also a dancer. Not that kind of dancer, but okay. Um,
We
I'm a
probably
train
can,
I'm
but
a
not.
trained dancer. Okay, I'm a trained dancer. So I've been
Okay,
dancing since I was like
she
5 or
trained to
6.
dance, y'all. She
Like
trained to
5 or
dance.
6,
Either
right?
way, it doesn't matter. We're not no judgment here.
Either way. Okay,
Catch on the right day.
now we'll
Oh
talk
wait,
about
Philip says, "Oh really?" Listen there, Brother Dorsey. You only caught one part of that
listen,
story. He didn't
this
hear nothing about
is
the greeting. He never
this
talked. He never heard nothing about the greeting part. When you said
this
I'm a trained dancer, he said, "Oh really?"
let me stop and say who we have in the building. This is Mr. Philip Dorsey. He is a big executive over there at the city of Houston. I'm gonna throw that out. And he is also the founder and the third member of Sticks and Chucks podcast.
Okay. All
that
right,
is in the
Mr. Phillip.
building.
Okay.
Thank
So,
you,
so
Mr.
wait a
Dorsey,
minute.
for
In the
joining
city
me.
of Houston, which department? Because I need to get my departments together. Philip, as we talked,
City of
have we
Houston.
talked before? 'Cause I talked to so many over there. And Philip, I got a boat in my neighborhood. I'm just trying to
Oh, City of Houston Solid
listen.
Waste is
That,
Mr.
you
Dorsey.
know what? You know
Mr.
what?
Dorsey, I hope you don't mind. I threw that out
You
there.
know what, Mr. Darcy? I believe you and I have talked. Yes, you are. You sure are. You sure
Yeah,
are. Mr.
yeah.
Dorsey, I believe we've talked before. I'm 8005 Miley Street, Houston, Texas. This nigga has been complaining about the trash pickup.
That's
Yes, sir. I think that's us. Look,
look.
he laughing. I think we've had a conversation. I believe so. Yes, sir.
Look at that. That's
Matter of
that's
fact,
who you need to
matter of
talk
fact,
to.
I got some people that are illegally dumping their trash in front of my house now. That's why they didn't pick up last two. See, look at the Lord. He
Listen,
sends you what you need.
Mr. Dorsey's working on that situation. I am here to say Mr. Dorsey is working on that situation. Him and his
He
team.
probably like, that's her. I know him for real.
Him and his team is working on that situation,
He
Miss
probably
Nikki.
like, listen, this lady that called me out straight up this morning. I know. Listen, I get them on. I ain't gonna lie to nobody, baby. I give them the runs and
That's what
tell
I
them, listen, come pick up my trash. Why is my trash still in front of my house? One of
listen.
them was so mad. One of them was so mad that he was just so he felt so sorry for me. He pulled the trash can out so the man can pick it up. Like, I don't want to hear no problems from her. I
Whatever.
love him. I
Whatever.
love him. I love you people. For real though, Mr. Dorsey. Y'all get it. I have to get y'all that hardcore, but y'all get me real good and together. And then
Listen.
they blow. They got me so trained. If I don't have it on the corner, they pulling up and blowing. Bump, bump. I'm like,
That's
okay.
good workers. They work hard. They
Yeah,
work
they do. I just pray that, and if somebody's looking for employment, I know that department was really looking for some
still.
work. They was looking
Still.
for some work. They still looking for workers. They were
Yeah.
really, really, really in need of some people to work in the solid waste department. So
Yes. Yes.
yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Don't knock that pay on that solid waste, people. Ladies. Ain't nothing like a hard working man. Come on.
listen,
That
you
ain't that.
best to know it because they do. They have a lot to pick up, and then now I see they have the guys on the back of the truck doing the recycle. So
Yeah.
hey,
Mhm.
garbage men have paid some real good bills, ladies. Don't sit there and think that look, he said we are hiring CDL drivers and we're about to train people to get their CDL license too. Send me the application. I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna come. I'm gonna be on the back of a truck doing something, hitting the buttons, doing something. I can't promise you much, sir. I may have
Listen.
to be trained and trained again because them streets are a little narrow.
See, but that ain't your ministry. They're not gonna send you out there in no truck because you gonna cause more issue than what needs to be. You gonna cause. Is there a button, Miss? Is there some computer work Miss Nikki can do? Miss
Look,
Nikki cannot be out there in that truck.
look, me being already said, no, ma'am. Listen, the Saints are trying to get some work done. No play. We gonna work this thing. He laughing. Maybe say stay in your lane. See, it be your own people. It be your own folks that just won't let you. I want to expand my territories.
We're gonna listen. Put some water out there for the babies. Put some water out there when they come on by. Put some water. What you did for the police? The water and the snacks.
That's what I do. I
That's your
do. I really
ministry.
do. I
That's your
take good care
ministry.
of them though. I do. I give them water and snacks and stuff
Oh,
like that. Yeah,
you know that's
I
that's
do.
refer to
I
people.
try my best. I try my best to make sure they good because you got to treat them nice after you done clown real good.
You got to come on back. You got to come on back
I be
and
cutting up because I'm like, I just don't understand why my trash can't get picked up. And then the guy told me, he said, well, they didn't pick it up because they picked up on the other side. I said, no, no, no. You know I don't put no trash can over there. And he was like, well, no, we pick it up from the front, but because you had it on the other side, I said, you know I don't put no trash can over there. So don't just pass that trash can up. That ain't mine.
look. In other words, I need y'all just to make sure. Can y'all come right here?
Just come in the front.
They are not gonna
It may be
reroute
illegal. It
behind
may
your
be
trash.
illegal for you to pick it up in the front too, but just pick up the trash.
They're not gonna reroute the route because of you. But that's hey, you got Mr. Dorsey on the line. You never know. Never know.
Yeah. I think, I believe I'm just making my request known, Mr. Dorsey,
And
in
you
the
do.
hood. Yeah, definitely. Listen, you got to make sure these people know what's going on around here in this good city. And I say that in comedy, but you know what? Just what we're saying, these type of things. Mr. Dorsey is the person who takes care of all of the people that are out there, but he has a team of people. This is a really good thing. He has a team of people that represents him.
Absolutely.
And although we want to be nice and kind to Mr. Dorsey, but it's the people on his route that is doing that actual work,
That's
and
doing
we're
the
supposed
work.
to connect with those persons
That's doing the work.
because they are the real representatives, like you said, to the brand.
They represent the brand.
They represent the brand.
That's
And
just that.
that's what we have to start remembering, especially. And so when me and my friend was having that conversation about,
Mm-hmm.
because I love to speak with leaders who really want to really improve their services
Yeah.
to people,
Yeah.
not with excuses on how we gonna improve our services to people.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so look, this nut here say, speaking of trash cans, how can I get a big trash can for my
Mr.
people?
Dorsey, you might have to come onto the show one day and give us a but seriously, I think you need to call and request something. I don't know, Miss Sonia. Mr. Dorsey can answer that in the comments. I don't know, child. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, you can probably come over here and start. I'm not coming over here to my house and getting all 30,000 of them that's over here.
Well,
Start there. Let's just start there. Come get one from my house.
I do know it's a request, Miss Sonia, that you gotta put in, but I don't know nothing about it. That ain't what I do for a living, child. I work in social work. But
Yeah,
Mr. Dorsey is the right person to tell you.
yeah.
Uh
Somebody, hello, Mr. Dorsey. Mr. Dorsey got out. Mr. Dorsey said, I'm leaving. I'm
He
not going to
said,
even
I
be
did
here.
not come. I came in here.
Somebody, no, ma'am, I need a city of Houston
Um,
trash can.
Miss
He say,
Sonia.
look, I'm going to
Oh,
be a guest one day. Listen, Mr. Dorsey. Mr. Dorsey,
don't you
don't
threaten?
play with us. Because guess one day mean tomorrow within our world.
Yeah.
We mean like you better be ready tomorrow. In the morning, we send us your picture. We putting you on tomorrow. We gonna educate the people tomorrow. we gonna we gonna plug you in tomorrow. Tomorrow's your day. Just go ahead on and get your hair combed and get your hair combed, Mr. Dorsey, and just come on. Look, Tisha said exactly. That's right, Tisha. Tisha, you have a part two coming too. Tisha has a part two. Tisha, I believe Thursday will be a good day for your part two, right? Let me know.
Come on in the
Because we got to finish that conversation. What's that
yeah,
not good?
yeah, Miss Tisha. I'm still being seen.
Oh, that was good.
It's still there. It's still sitting there.
Yeah. Like that was a good conversation right
Miss Tisha,
there.
grow up.
Being seen, yeah, she highlighted something in our world. Yeah. So that's something that, and y'all, I know it seems
Yeah,
like we all say,
we had
you
to
say,
get
give me a
let him
date and a time, and I'll be there to support.
and he really
We
will.
gave it to you. We just gave it to you. It's tomorrow.
And he really will.
It's
Mr.
tomorrow.
Dorsey, check your schedule. Check your
Check your schedule.
schedule. Check your
I'll
schedule.
have Miss Kristi to speak with you in regards to your time. Kristi Michelle is going to give you your time and your link
Yes. Yes.
so we can get you on here. Now, is he one of the ones that be on there cutting up on the show?
he cuts up a little taste on the show. He cuts up a little taste on the show. But you can tell him to act right when he comes
No,
on
I
here
can
or
tell him
not.
that. No,
Okay,
no, I'm not gonna tell him that. I'm gonna
yeah,
tell. I'm gonna tell him that. Give us all you got in the morning,
oh
because
Jesus, and
we
he
want the people to
will,
wake up. Just
and
wake
he
on up.
will,
Just go.
and he will, and he will,
He the one that's gonna wake us up. Wake us up.
and he
And
will.
see, he can give us some good perspectives on how we can do some things. He can really give us some good perspectives on, because they show is popping.
Yeah,
If y'all not watching the Sticks and Chucks
yeah.
podcast, what y'all doing? They
They
are
they
popping over there.
they coming on back on Monday. They gonna come on back
Okay,
Monday and do some things.
okay,
Uh,
yeah,
but yeah, that's a good segue. Miss Dorsey come on here and interrupt the show.
yeah. He gonna interrupt us, teach us about solid waste. He gonna teach us about how we can be better with the people in solid waste.
Yeah, yeah. Let me tell you this about Mr. Dorsey right quick. Real quick. He's a good a good person to talk to. A lot of people in leadership, they applied, they just kind of got there, right? Like they just applied. Mr. Dorsey literally worked his way up through the ranks. So he was on the back of the truck and now he's in the office downtown. So
Wow.
he's able to connect on every level. You know, he's able to connect on every level.
Because he knows the whole
He knows
system.
what it is.
That's
He's
good.
been in the trenches, per se. So I think those people are important on your team too. People that's been the greeter and not even the pastor of the church. You can speak to something differently when you sat in a seat or something.
Yeah,
I just personally believe that you can sit in that seat differently. Um,
yeah,
so yeah, definitely a wealth of knowledge, and definitely, he'll take issues and then say, okay, well maybe this needs to be a situation around them, but what's the change? you know,
yeah,
and who
definitely.
knows? And who knows? So absolutely.
And I'm an advocate for the community, because we hood, and
Mhm.
I know, I don't care how much they try to tell me. It'd be so funny, like they act as if I just started with the city of Houston. I'm like, no, no, I've been here all my life, and I've
Oh,
really been advocating for a long time.
uh,
But they forget that I'm privy to some rooms that others are not.
mhm,
However, I just I feel like my conversation
mhm.
with those persons in charge, it does go differently than someone who just learned how to call 311, may
Absolutely,
have a language barrier,
absolutely.
not knowing. So that's why, again, it's comical, but I really would love for him to come and give us authentic steps to know how can they really navigate through getting some services based upon just like the basic
Yeah.
getting your trash picked up. If there is a missed pickup, what is
What do
the
you
I
need
see
to
now
do?
that they have the gentleman on the back of the trucks to pick up the recycle,
Mhm.
and some people have a tag on it. So letting people know what they need to actually have in there, what they can't have in there, so that it really can be rectified to a better place where we just don't have trash everywhere, because we
Yeah.
have these little loose dogs that run through our neighborhood. And so if you're putting your trash out, it used to be a time when we could put our trash out the day before, have it there. It was no bother to it. Well,
Yeah.
now we have these little loose dogs. And so when you wake up, it's like trash is all over the ground,
Yeah.
which puts you in a place of, if you're in a hurry to leave out your door, well, or if that trash truck come by, they just gonna pass by. They're not gonna even say, well, let me at least try to pick up,
Yeah.
the trash can, or let's see what
Yeah.
we can do. And I get it. They can't control what happens within our streets.
Yeah.
However, that
Yeah.
helps us navigate better. Then what happens when there is no trash pickup? Because in other communities, they had put out during the holiday time, there is no trash pickup. So we had trash cans out in our community everywhere. And so I literally drove around telling everybody, y'all, it's holiday. They're not going to pick us up for a while.
Yeah.
And so the
Mhm.
person, like you said, it goes back to the person who conveyed the message.
Yeah.
311, ma'am, y'all should have known it. Did you put a notice out? It
311.
where it on the website? Because that website's so busy. I'm like, no,
And
no. Where is it
and
on the website that states
there's
that? That
also a
should have been the
Facebook
front
page.
page news to say there will be no
Yeah.
holiday pickup of trash, because that's a big
Listen,
important thing.
listen. We just finished. Well, we in this whole series on communication. Everything that you're saying right now is the reason why you got to have a communications department. that people don't
That's
like to
it.
have. The reason why. But what you're saying is that somebody can communicate, somebody get the message out on every level. Everybody
Yes.
don't have the internet. Everybody don't have Facebook. Sometimes we forget about our older generation.
I was just getting ready to say a lot of my
You
seniors
know,
don't even
they
have it.
they don't have the internet. They can't afford the internet. When the pandemic hit, how many hotspots, how many schools struggled with getting internet in the home to be able to give kids laptops? It was like, well, we'll just do virtual. A lot of parents was like, virtual how?
Yeah.
It's a regular deal for me. Internet is like water, of
Right.
course, in my house. And that was humbling to me to realize everybody don't have working internet, Kristi.
Yeah.
Kristi, it ain't like water in everybody's house.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of houses that don't have internet.
Right.
Sometimes we got to get out of our bubble and we have to communicate on every level. But that was big. Please send me your question. Okay. He said,
Yeah,
um,
definitely.
anybody that have questions, definitely you can,
Yeah.
put them on here, or they can send them to you, Nikki. You get them to me, and
Yeah.
definitely he will answer them tomorrow. He will do that.
Yes.
Thank you,
And
Mr.
and basically and really, Mr. Phillip, don't think we got any craziness of questions, but
It's not nothing you haven't
mainly
heard
questions
before.
I can tell you, and I'll tell you again, the main question is that when do trash get picked up actually within low income communities? I know that's one of the major things. Like, how does that schedule change happen within a low income community? And also recycle. What dates is it really truly authentically recycle pickup dates?
Right.
And we noticed that the scheduling has changed due to the new holiday schedule that happened before. But that's mainly the thing of our actions is that how do we actually get someone to come back if they did miss a whole street of pickups, um and I just hate it because if 311 is the main brain that's supposed to send out information to these departments, it makes it bad for actual departments, which again, y'all, we talk about communication, but we're just using our city for right now.
Yeah.
It's the main brain that sends out all the information to where it needs to go, which makes it hard for departments. When you do talk to them, you're more frustrated with them because you're
Mhm.
under the impression that y'all never even got my request. And they're
Yeah.
like, we didn't get a request because we didn't know. And they are sitting and saying, when I do get my tickets, because I tell them to email me my ticket. That's something y'all guys can know. 311. They'll say write down your case number. You can also ask them to email it to you. So you can read what they put there.
Yeah.
And sometimes they'll put problem resolved. And I'm like, no, it wasn't. I still got trash here.
Wow.
And now they have an app. And I was a part of that demo team that tried the demo of the app. The app works really wonderful.
Uh-huh.
This is another thing that I like to do my 3 parts. I'm going to call 311, get a case number. I'm going to do it on the app. Then I'm also going to call the department myself. But again, Kristi, who has that access to the direct department? Not a lot of people. Because
Mm-mm.
let's just be honest with us as folks. We don't want to sit up there and go through them channels and trying to get to know folks and trying to get to the place where we need to be. We want to call, we want them to come, and that's it.
And that's
One
fair.
and done.
And that's fair.
Yeah.
And you know what? And that's how it should be. People at work, they got things to do. Everybody's not made to be a lobbyist. Everybody's not made to know different people. But here's the deal. That's why you have a Nikki Kaiser and a Kristi Michelle. And because we tend to know some folks, and then we can
Yeah.
say, you know what, let me see if I can get that question answered. And then, like you said, it's a whole issue within the community. And what you're saying is not something that has not been stated before.
Mm-hmm.
Something that they're not trying to work on. But
Yeah.
we need to know, and people just need to know who gonna communicate these changes. Just
Yeah.
like you said, it's just something as elementary as communicating the changes, communicating the schedule, or maybe maybe the higher up thought it was being communicated. I've been in upper management a whole lot, and a lot of times we think, well, I thought my team did that, because you can't do it all. You filter it down to
Right.
the team, but then what do when you realize, oh, my team is lacking on this? Come on,
Yes.
good leaders come in the room.
Yeah.
We take this as what I call a teachable moment.
Moment.
Got a lot of
Yes.
teachable moments. And then when I was in management, I realized, this is an opportune time to turn this into a training. So
Yeah.
instead of coming in and just writing folks up and exercising your pit, nah, depends on how many teachable moments you've had.
Right.
But on generally, you come in, you
We had a
recognize
teacher
everything
for semester. We need
as
to
a
do something different.
as a training moment. Maybe we need to go
Yeah.
back and retrain some people. Maybe we need to go
Yeah.
back and say, hey, this is the proper protocol. You just don't know where the lapse is. Without communication, we won't ever find out. And so hence why training is important. Hence why you got
Yeah.
to have a communication team. There is not one big team, Miss Nikki, that does not have a communications team.
Absolutely.
Whenever I mean, even with the presidency, with elections, everything goes to who's the social media team, who's communications. Nobody talk to the media, get communications out there.
Yes.
It's the reason why you have those people. They're
Yep.
crafted. They know how to respond. They know how to give a
Mhm.
nice response. Let them do their thing.
Yep.
But come on back to the churches. We don't have communication teams
Nope.
because you don't want that person to be your face because you want everybody to see your face for whatever the reason may be. Let the communications team listen, Pastor. You anointed to deliver this message. You anointed to hoop and holler and do whatever. But when you out there addressing the public, they don't want to hear all of that. You got to know how to flip it and switch it. And if that's not your area, if your area is ministry and counseling, then send a communications director out there.
And
Send
the
the
person that you have communicating for you,
That's
please
it.
make sure that they are approachable, kind, nice, and they're
Gotta
not
be.
saying it from a place of their own
Gotta
illness
be.
of what it is, you know.
Gotta
And
be.
I'm just representing the past. No, you're doing a piss poor job.
But here's the
You're not
deal.
in.
And let's just talk about
Because I'm just saying what the pastors them said. The pastor ain't saying it like that, did he?
yeah. Look,
Because the deputy said the same.
if he did say it like that, your job is to come out and not let it sound like the way he said in his back office.
That's it.
That's on that.
That's it.
So you just being the face of something changes everything. Changes
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Um, it's just a representation of your
As they say,
brand,
you can
of
get
your
more
business.
you can get more flies with honey than vinegar.
My mom would say it all the time. I would say it all the
And
time.
when you think about it, it's like vinegar stank. So you
That's
know the
not
flies
good.
ain't trying to run to that. But the honey
You know,
is sweet. So come on
it'll
and
come.
give us the sweetness of it.
That's how you catch stuff. How you catch the gnats. How you catch
Yes.
everything. Put a little sweetness up in that thing.
Yes. And I
Um,
think that that's really good. What you're saying there. We have to. We really have to. Because if you think about how Jesus taught, let's go there, churchy. Let's get churchy. Jesus didn't
come
talk to
on.
people crazy. And when he did flip that table in the when he flipped that table in the synagogue, he was pissed mad, but
He still.
he still kept his mind set to understand that hey,
Mhm.
y'all done pissed me, but I still have a place that I
That's
need
just
to
that
make
on
sure
that.
that y'all still see and receive me.
That's just that on that. You have to have good communication. You have to have that person that's going to represent you, represent your brand. I mean, even when your family goes out, my mom used to tell me all the time, remember what name you're representing. Remember who you representing. That's home training. We got that at home. Hey, don't go out there acting a fool. You represent me and your
Mhm.
dad. You know what I'm saying? Or sometimes you would go out and say, and they'd ask you, who's your people? And you give a name, and sometimes you have to say, but I ain't like them. You
That one family member,
representation is just look,
I'm not,
but
I'm
I
not
ain't
them
like
though.
that though.
Yeah.
But representation is just key. Representation is
Hmm.
key. It works everywhere. I don't know why we miss it in some areas, or we think it doesn't apply to us in some
Yeah.
areas.
Because
I
I say it
don't.
straight out, Kristi. I will say it in a minute. Yeah, I'm Nikki A. Cox, and everything you hear, believe it, and then some. And they be like, "Ooh, So let's just kill whatever was stated, said, and done. Believe it, and then some. And the
It's
then some
good,
part is, let me give you what the real of it is, and that's what I am.
and that's
All
it.
the other stuff, that's an opinion that I cannot, by
Yeah,
no ways, can I influence that opinion to be something different. It is not my place.
yeah, yeah.
Just not.
And that's that
But you
on.
know, Kristi, it's amazing how we really truly want people to grab it, get it, and really become much better in it. And you guys authentically get this information of how you're supposed to communicate for yourself.
Hmm.
Yes, it's applied in certain places,
Yeah,
but this is really truly a life hack.
it just
It
is.
really is. It's a life hack. It's something
It's
to make you better as a person, and so that we can't stop folks from feeling how they feel about you.
at
We
all.
can't stop folks from having that kind of impression about who you are. We can't stop folks from watching your movie, because of the good parts. They're
Yeah.
afraid they're gonna miss the good parts. But what we can do is we can really pretty much silence a lot of the rumors.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say silence them, put them down to a place to where it cannot be all to the truth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why? Because, well, I don't get that from Kristi. That's not what I grab from her in the mornings.
Mm-hmm.
She's bubbly. She has a cup. She's all nice. Well, no, Kristi ain't no morning person. She don't like to be morning. Well, it's been proven that Kristi, she gets up for something, because
Yeah.
she's been getting up for the last past 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
So I don't get that impression. Maybe
Okay.
you should come and see, and it makes it better because when they see her now, they're like, oh,
Oh, well, maybe you wasn't telling her nothing for her to get her.
there you go.
Oh, you know
There
what?
you go.
People change. Um,
Mhm.
I'm starting to. That has been more of my language lately. Because people do change.
They do.
Um, I
And they
mean,
should be given permission to.
life has changed me as you should. Think people go through things. Sometimes it changes them for the better. Sometimes it changes them for the worse. But people change. That is a new thing with me that I'm learning. Sometimes you need to get to know a person all over again. I'm starting to
Mm.
say, people say, hey, such and such, blah blah blah, and I would be like, yeah, girl, we used to dance together, blah blah blah. And let me tell you, and this is how. Well, what was your impression of her? And I roll out my impression. These days, I'm being more intentional, Miss Nikki, with saying, yes, I know her. I knew her 8 years ago. We don't talk anymore. This is who I knew her as, but she could be a totally different person by now. She could have
That's
evolved
good.
because I'm not the same girl that I was
Right.
4 or 5 years ago. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'll take my ex-husband for example. Yeah, I know Blaine Law. I've known him the whole 20 years that we was married, but
Yeah.
he's a different person now. Life has
Yeah.
changed. I'm a different person now. Life has changed. So we got to give that grace also,
Yes.
to allow a person to have done better. Maybe they realize, hey, I do need to grow in this area. This is who I am now. I was always
Hmm.
known that Kristi had got that mouth. Kristi got that mouth, that rat that she got that mouth. And I'm like, she do. She still got the mouth. But here's the thing. I know when I need to give the mouth, and I know when I back
Hmm.
and just sit and observe. Everything doesn't deserve that kind of reaction. You know,
Yes.
I learned you can talk with an even tone and still get your message across. you know,
Yeah.
so you get now. I'm not saying I still can't if I
Yeah.
need
Go
to.
to the 10. Yeah.
If I need to, but why I need to run my pressure up like that over somebody who I ain't gonna talk
Right.
to with maybe 2 or 3 seconds and it ain't gonna matter no way. So you pick and choose. You pick and choose. So to say what you say, exactly. It depends on what Christy you get. It depends on which Christy that you knew as to who I am. And that's just that on that. Because people are allowed to evolve. And I
They
think
are.
it's wonderful when people evolve, you know.
Yeah.
It's
And
it's great.
really seriously, I do believe, Kristi, right there. Let me add that to it. Have they have they disappointed your observation and your expectation, and that's why they're not what you expect of them to be?
Sometimes,
No, I'm
sometimes
just gonna say what it really is. A lot of times,
a lot of times,
because think about it. Oh, I love Kristi. Oh, Kristi, baby, Kristi is the bomb.com. I ain't got no problems with Kristi. Soon as Kristi don't hit the mark of what I'm expecting,
she the worst
or
thing ever.
I observe something different. Oh, she a little. Oh, she low today. She ain't got the same energy. Well, no, she's not gonna have the same energy every day. I don't expect her to come on here every day and be like, I'm at the high point. No, my job is to notice, recognize the energy is not there, and let's go into a shifting of let's get. Well, maybe she just want to have a good silent
Good.
talk and where she just listen to whatever. But I shouldn't be saying, oh, well, see,
Uh-huh.
she not it. That's not what we expected.
Child. And it's not all about, I know we said it before,
Mm.
it ain't all about the other person sometimes. You never know what somebody's going through. Like you just, Another part of my growing points, I would always think everything was about me. Well, why you ain't talking? Well,
Good
what I
morning, Miss
did?
Taylor.
Good morning. Good morning. Well, what I did, it ain't about you. Maybe something going on in my life today. Maybe this and that. Check in with a person. I used to
Yeah.
be the one to say, well, they ain't calling me, ain't nobody checking on me. And people are allowed to go through stuff. You ain't the only ones. This is Chris talking. Chris, you ain't the only one that go through stuff. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, that is facts. If history shows that that person normally checks on you or normally do this and that, Kristi has learned to say, let me pick up the phone because that's out of character for that person. That's with
Mm-hmm.
knowing that person. That's with knowing that,
Mm-hmm.
and then you
Yep.
pick up the phone. You
Yep.
know who you are. You know who that person is. Sometimes it's okay for us to realize it ain't all about me. And listen, I'm spoiled. I say all the time, I don't like being told no. Come with that territory means, you feel like the life revolves, the world revolves around you.
Yeah.
And then when you find out it don't, um, and then you just
Disappointment and
realize
falling out and you
it's
can't function.
okay.
I
Yeah,
can't function well.
listen, listen, all of that.
Yeah.
Um, so and you're right. You're not, and you're not gonna get the same Kristi. You're not, but I'm not
Yeah.
the same Kristi to everybody anyway. It's levels to this. I've had a good friend to tell me everybody does not deserve all of you.
Yeah.
Everybody should not see every part of your life.
That's
Everybody should
good.
not know this and that. Some things should remain a mystery. Some things should be just to your inner circle. Some things I will never put on social media. Nothing against those who want to put their every
Mhm.
move on social media. It's whatever floats your boat. I used to be that girl, and then I realized what was my
Mhm.
motive. What was my motive? So
Mhm.
you'll see stuff on Facebook. I get this all the time. Girl, you always somewhere. You always going. Well, basically, most of when I post on Facebook is when I'm going somewhere. So you might think I'm always going somewhere. I do like to volunteer, and I am busy. I do attend the events, but
Yeah, facts. I'm learning that.
yeah,
Yes, Miss Tante.
chances
Yeah.
are I don't post everything I do. I don't post everywhere I go. Nothing against you if you need to, but check your motive. I don't care about posting so they can see what I'm doing. They watch, like you said, they trust me. They
They
watching,
watching.
they know what you're doing, and this and that. I listen, I done been on several trips. I done been out of town several times, and I don't need it. It's brought me a different level of peace that everybody in the world doesn't know that
Yes.
I'm in such and such. I travel for work every month. I could post, I just don't. I don't know where that came from, but
Oh no, it's somebody need to hear that.
you just don't have to let everybody know every level, of your life, everything about
Yeah.
what you're doing, everything about this and that. I get all kind of, oh, well, you was looking nice at your event. You was by yourself. There was a room full of people there. There was a room full of people there. Kristi, you know what I mean? It's a room full of people there.
Oh, were you by yourself? No, I'm never alone. Jesus is always with me.
But
The
it's
Lord, take
just
the Lord along with you everywhere you go.
I was going to say to reach out, even if just say hi.
Yeah.
Yes, I want the same return. However, I don't get it. Listen, Miss Taylor, I have been there before. I have been there before. And let me tell you on this good day, did you probably won't even like what I'm getting ready to say. I had to realize some people were just there to just get it from me. They were there and listen, leeches are gonna leech all day long as it's blood to suck, they gonna keep you everybody know what leech is, huh? They gonna get it.
Yeah.
You have emotional sucks. You have
Yeah.
people that just will suck the emotion. And here's the deal. If you have a good spirit, of course, you're gonna attract those that need healing. We all know all of that stuff. But sometimes, there are people out there that will pick up the phone and say, hey, I ain't heard from you in a minute. I've had to check my own circle. I've had to check my own circle and say, I ain't got nobody that's gonna call and say, hey. Sometimes I have people calling saying, hey, but it's not who I want it from. And I take that as
Ooh.
though nobody checking on me.
Ooh.
No, Chris, somebody checking on you. You want it from over here, but you get it from over here.
Get it from over here.
Sometimes
Ooh.
we gotta realize sometimes it ain't coming from what we want. It's not that
That's what I was just getting ready
or
to
it's
ask
or
you.
it's not where we have this thing. I know I did. I think a lot of people do. We have this thing that where we sow the seed is where we want to see the harvest.
Ooh.
And it doesn't happen like that all the time. I'm
Yeah.
learning that it does not happen all that. I've sown seeds over here, over here, over here, and I want it to come from you because this is what I gave you. And all the while I'm missing this beautiful harvest over here, but because
Ooh,
it don't look like how I want it to look, and I'm looking like, well, no, I get that. Well, no, I got that. Sometimes you gotta
yeah,
plant,
so true.
sometimes you gotta water, and sometimes you're gonna
Mhm.
see the harvest. It may not come up where you do it at. That's that.
Yeah.
So Miss Taylor, I've been there before. I've had those friends that I thought that, hey, why nobody check on me, this and that. And let me tell you, I'm 45. And I
Mhm.
literally had to go to the Lord and be like, all right, this gonna hurt. I ain't got, Lord, this gonna hurt. If you gotta cut some stuff off because this is what I feel I want, and you deserve for somebody to call and check on you. Let me stop and say that. You do not just deserve to be the only one to put your cape on and go check on somebody else. You deserve for somebody to call you and say, hey girl, what you doing over there today? You crossed my mind. Oh yeah, yeah, girl. We'll talk about that later. About the girl. But go to the Lord and say, hey, show me this and show me that, and send me the people that's gonna be able to pour into me what I pour into them.
Mhm.
Ask the God, Lord, to do that.
Yeah.
And some things, listen, some things gonna fall. I had people that swear it's gonna be with me, and my mom passed away, baby. I ain't heard from them since before the funeral. Called yourself my best friend in all these social media streets.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, they did.
But guess
Oh,
what? It hurt. It hurt. We ripped that band-aid off. And I said, thank you, Lord.
wait, Kristi. It's so funny you said that. And
Because
the
where I'm
screen
at now,
went black.
because where I'm at now, you can't. Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah, I know the phone was ringing. I
That
still
was
got some
so
phone.
funny because you said it. And it went like a bloop, like drama effect.
That's it. Look at the Lord. Listen, you wasn't meant to walk with me during this time. You
No,
wasn't meant to walk with me through this time. I thank the Lord that you're gone. Because where I'm going, everybody can't go. Where you going,
no,
everybody can go.
they don't have it.
Where you going, you don't want everybody to go.
Yeah.
So Miss Taylor, go ahead and tell the Lord, Lord, send me some friends that's gonna pick and check on me out the blue. And let me tell you
That's it.
something. When I tell you the support that I've gotten, or the people that just text and call, are the ones that I never in a million years did it. First of all, I was like, you care about me like that? I mean, I got a friend in Lake, she lives in Lake Charles. We've been friends for a long time, but we never was like close like every day. And when I tell
Mhm.
you, I know she know the Lord, but when I tell you, she'll just send a text. Hey, you on my mind? You good? How's everything? And then she'll tell me what's going on in her life, and then we'll just have a little dialogue, and then that's it. And it's just amazing. If I'm having something to go on in Houston, she will drive from Lake Charles, Louisiana, and she will come and she will support me and mine.
Yeah.
And, it's just I never saw it coming. I never saw it coming. And guess what? I haven't sown seeds in her life the
Mm.
way I've sown them over here, and I wanted
So
it to
you
come from this.
believe.
I want it to
So
come
you
from this friend.
believe. So
But
you believe.
that's true.
So you believe, Kristi.
True.
And the thing, so what
Not
you're
as
looking at,
not as.
oh, so what I'm grabbing from this is you're saying, I was there for this one, I was there for that one, and I was there, and you saw my president and all these kind of things. But this one over here, I just told her a few little words. We have a conversation here and there. It was a good 10 to 15 minutes. Let me tell you something. That 3 minutes of conversation you had with her
Yeah,
helped her life in so many ways
that's
to
fact.
where you spend hours and hours and hours and hours with these people who did not see the value of what it was you had.
Listen.
That's why it's easy for her to get up and say, I'm going to Houston to support Kristi. That's why it's easy for her to put a text message out there that
Yeah,
blows your mind, because those 3 minutes,
yeah.
what did Avant say? Only got 4 minutes. And baby honey, guess what? Them 4 minutes changed the whole entire life.
Trajectory. Listen.
So guess what? We sitting there looking at people and saying,
That's
oh,
fact.
I need them to be so engaged. Child, I just need you to be a willing vessel to even at least blink and wave at me. That's it. That's all. Because my place in the earth has a place, and I'm impacting lives to the space where God is sending me, not to where man wants me. And that's just the truth of it. And so, Miss Taylor, she always, I love her dialogue. She always comes and support us. She's been supporting us for a long time, and
Yeah.
I appreciate it. And that's because we just dropped the nugget that's necessary, and she keeps it pushing and going forward.
Yeah.
Now, Miss Taylor, when you said church folks, let me help you here. They don't have everything in their toolbox
No.
to push where we desire for them to be. That's called church cheap. Church is hard, but these are churchy goings, churchy folks, churchy tradition, people that has a,
Mm-hmm.
they know how to clap, they know how to, the time, 1, 2, 3, wave your hand, the music is on, shout, pop, 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 music stop, jerk back. The fact that we can do it all on cue,
Can I stand you on this morning?
we can do this on cue. That's the problem. But church folks, they don't have a cue. They'll dance, they'll shout and John it all the way out of there. They gonna pray for you regardless of how you see them, what you say for them. They got you already in a prayer. You on the prayer list for real, for real.
Yeah.
Because they really want to see God do something. And they not gonna say nothing to you about it. And if they do, they're gonna say, it is well with your soul, baby. That's how it rolls with the church. Because it's a heart matter.
Yeah, and they
And we
don't.
talking about this heart month. It's a heart matter. We're so busy trying to see people to do things where it is. And yet you said exactly at the altar. Maybe they go to the altar every Sunday and bring back more than what they took. I believe some folks go because it's just a repetition and routine or something for them to do. They go and then they go pick up all the other burdens, and now they got all this stuff going on. Stay away from the altar. Go, leave it there, and walk away. Don't go pick up. Oh, let me pick up Kristi problem too. Ooh, because I like the way she said that. I like now you find yourself sitting up here with so many troubles, ailments, and things that didn't even belong to you.
It is the
Because
thing.
you just spoke this mess and you thinking this mess. And you trying to look at somebody else's vision and say, mm. But have we really paid attention, Kristi, to who we really seriously want in our corners? That's something that we need to start paying attention to, because if we really start looking at the circle of people who we're desiring to be in our corners, we really start looking at them and be like, nah, that ain't really what I desire.
Check your motive. I'm telling you, I would just check your motive on why you want that thing. That's big. What you said. Who you want in your circle. Um, you got to realize what you have is you the prize. What you have, and you shouldn't want to be at every event with everybody. This is what I tell myself. Well, let me just go and grab such and such. I don't want everybody to just come me anywhere. Because guess why? Now I know you showing up with me, and one is representation to me. Number two, everybody shouldn't be privy to every room that I walk into. So, you and I were talking off camera about you received your presidential award, and I shared with you, that I got nominated and I accepted. And,
Congratulations.
and I'm so excited. And I remember you said, they were asking, who are you bringing? Who are you bringing? You was like, nobody. And when I got my notification, and of course, hey, if they want to get a ticket to come, the whole, round, did the rigmarole. I was first like, well, who I would get to go to Dallas? Well, who I think would pay for the tickets? Well, who? And at first I was thinking, oh, I think I want to get a table of people. And let me tell you, I was just like, no, I want to bring one person. I'm walking in with that person, and that's all I need. And when I tell you that, like, settled me, because I felt myself going into, oh, I gotta do the face. Well, I don't know who gonna be there. Oh, the biggest entourage mean the biggest thing. And I was like, I'm not walking
Sit
in the
down.
room with all of that. I'm not getting ready to do all of that. Number one, is not even me. that's, that's not even me to have all of these. If you truly, truly,
Mm-hmm.
truly know me, I don't have to have all of those people like that.
Yep.
I'm a behind the scenes girl. That gets me, that makes me anxious. So I was
Mm-hmm.
like, no, you go there, you be you, you be you. Got you where you are. You go in there, you bring the person that's gonna keep you comfortable, and
Yep.
then that's it. You walk in there with that person. And I
Yep.
was like, that's all I'm doing. And,
That's
and
it.
that's it. And guess what? It is well with my soul, child.
It
It
is.
is
It
well.
works. It works.
But guess
And
what?
all and
If
to
the
all
table works
will
for you,
call.
the table works
Yeah.
for you, people. I'm not saying that doesn't you, but everybody is not going to make it to every room with you. And you got to be okay with that. You got to be okay with letting it fall off and not making it to the room. I don't need to make it to everybody else's room either. I don't want to be in everybody's room. You know how exhausting it is to be everybody's cup of tea? You know how exhausting it is to be everybody's everything? Girl, look, I'm done trying to do all of that. That's exhausting. It's too many faces. We like talking about two-faced people. Come in, Superwoman and Superman. You got to put on several faces to please several people. It's exhausting.
It's the truth.
It's exhausting. I'm over
Yeah.
it.
And I know that you're telling the truth. I have a friend who was nominated for a Grammy, producing. Yeah.
I love it.
Big shout out to you, boy. You did your thing
Yeah.
this time. You did your thing, sir. And he was like, "You going? You got to go. Come on, you got to go." And I said, "No, it's your moment. Go, man. I can't do this without you. Yes, you can. I'm gonna be right here waiting on you when you get on, so
Yeah.
we can celebrate our way." I said, "No, I'm not going. I'm not going. I don't want to sit on no red carpets. I don't want to take no picture. I ain't got time to be squeezing into nothing. No."
Come on,
I
squeeze.
said, "I'm not doing it." And guess what?
And you
He was
did.
like, "All right, cool. I'm over them. I'm over them scenes. I'm over those things because that's too much. It's just too much." And then of course, baby, I've been told the wrong people, baby, get your life together.
See, and that's why. That's why you cannot be the communication and be the face, because you're
Get
gonna
your
tell
life
the
together.
people. You're gonna
Come
tell
here,
the people,
baby. God did do it, DJ Khaled. But here's what I want you to do.
and I'm gonna be like,
And if I
okay.
done seen don't say, I'd have told him, don't say. Let's have a talk. Come on,
But
baby. Let me pray.
what is it?
Close
But you
your eyes
know,
and don't say. The fact that you gonna come to Houston and you gonna charge them people. The fact that you gonna charge them people $3,000 to come and see what? What is you doing? Girl, I remember when you was at
at TSU practicing. Anywho,
I remember when you was at Club Oasis trying to get in to say your name.
say my name. Okay, I'm sorry. I can't say I got them vocals. I ain't got them vocals.
Woo, talk about won't let the girl live it down, baby. Listen, at your house, you got to give a major discount.
At home, me and a friend talking the other day. It was like, but when you coming home though, B. But listen,
When you come, when you
it's
coming to the house, girl.
get it how you get it, girl. You know,
Listen, let me help somebody right there. That's like y'all hating on me.
oh no,
No. I don't
much
care if I
respect to
got a
her
$1 million
craft.
bag. I dare not to be purchasing no $3,000 ticket to go see somebody that's gonna put it on the video, and I'm
Look,
be mad.
much respect, much props for what she do
Yeah,
in
do what
preparation.
you do, girl.
I'm not taking it away. Kristi has a cap to what she gonna pay to see anybody in concert. I have a cap. I don't care who coming. I don't care who the top gospel artist right now. If we want to go to church, I don't even know who the top one is because my top and your top is something totally
Right.
different. My favorite artist is somebody local. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to have all that. But I'm not paying all of that. I'm not paying all that money to see nobody in the
Yeah,
concerts.
yeah.
Okay. I mean, I
Child,
want to go see
baby,
Keith, and
listen.
that ticket's price for Keith. Ticket price for Keith Sweat and New Edition and Guy, because I love me some Keith. Keith with an F, not
Girl,
Keith.
Keith,
Keith.
Keith
I'm
make me
just
nervous because
I'm over here like,
Keith be gone on that hand for real. Yeah,
hey,
nah, nah.
it don't matter. It don't matter. Don't do my boo. Don't do Bay. Don't do Bay like that. Okay. Don't do Bay. I know. But I
Them
still
boys still trying to get the moves together. It's like just stand there, just
they
shake.
gonna get it. They gonna get it. They said they the OGs. Listen, I'm going to see. I'm trying to get my life together to go pay for this Keith Sweat ticket because it's close to my maximums that I'm gonna pay.
And that's another thing for me too. I'm not paying to go look at no TV.
What?
I'm
I
not going up there to look at
understand
no
that.
TV. I can't be up here.
I'm not.
This is
I'm
just
not one.
disrespectful.
I'm not one to say, well, I just want to be in the house. No, I want to be in the house in the front. I will be like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. Can I
Yeah,
see real good from up there? I mean,
yeah.
ain't nothing wrong with the top. Ain't nothing wrong with the top. But can I
Yeah,
see
but
real
they said
good?
that I was so hurt when Jasmine didn't have no seats
Yeah, I would.
at a concert. I say,
That's enough.
Then I had a good friend to be like, Nikki, come on, man, I'm gonna get you some seats with Jasmine. No, you're not. You're not gonna get me no seat with Jasmine.
Cause
No,
ain't
you're
nobody
not.
sitting with Jazz.
No, I promise you, we gonna sit at the top. That's the problem. The people that paid the cheapest is sitting down up here. Everybody else that paid them, we gonna stand on the floor, stand up for 2 hours.
The whole
No, girl,
concert.
don't worry about it.
I did stand up for New Edition concert at the Essence Festival the whole time. New Edition put on a good concert.
But you
New
know, that's a
Edition,
different kind of
yeah.
standing
Oh,
at the end.
absolutely. Uncle Charlie. They put on
Oh,
good concerts.
that's
Well,
that's a different kind of standing because there is a chair available, but there's a different kind of standing.
I had the option to
Jazz
sit.
ain't had no Jazz ain't had that one chair down there.
I heard. I
And when
heard
I
that.
saw the pictures, when I saw my friend on the pictures, I said, "Girl, you was standing with them heels on." She said, "Oh, girl, I took them off twice." I say, "See, that's the problem. Any shoe, anytime you somewhere, you got to take your shoe off to stand there."
Listen, Fantasia came. I'm gonna say this, and we gonna
Oh, yeah, baby.
came, and I thought I was one of them young girls, Miss Nikki. I put on, yeah, I put on them 4-inch stilettos, trying to be fast and cute at Fantasia, and I walked in. I walked in, and I stood in line, and by the end of I stood in line to get my beverage, my feet was like, see, I told you. My feet was in. I told you. It was in all kinds of stuff. I'm not gonna say on this show. I told you we wasn't gonna do this.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I had a whole conversation with my feet. And I was like, look, just get it together. Babe, I couldn't wait till I got to my seat. The way I plopped down up in that seat to get some rest off the feet. I stood up during the concert, but I bet sure I sat down to get these. My feet was like,
I've
okay,
been sitting
now.
there with my feet leaning out to my when I see you.
My feet
I
was like,
see you, girl.
sit on down, let's get us some rest before you get back up.
Ooh,
So I
yeah.
see you up on them heels. But if I go to see Keith, it's gonna be some cute tennis shoes because I'm
Yeah.
dancing. I'm dancing all night. If I paid my money to go see Keith and Company,
Where's
who
he
New
gonna be at?
Edition, NRG.
You know, to me, NRG is a horrible
Yes,
concert place.
yes.
And for the rodeo, the acoustics in there,
I love the.
it's just
It's not your thing. I want to go to see the carnival. I like to go eat. Obviously,
yeah,
that's a problem for me. Pray for me,
yeah, the
Jesus.
carnival is nice. I think I'm gonna just go by there and get a candy apple and a corn dog, and I'm gonna be done with that. Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Now
gonna.
they do have the best turkey legs.
That's gonna be my cheat day when I go
Yeah.
to the carnival because I'm gonna eat like it's no tomorrow, and then I'm gonna pray I don't get sick. Another conversation. So all of that, yeah.
Y'all listen, this morning has been an amazing morning. We gave y'all over 10 minutes. So guess
Yeah.
what? You already know Kristi Michelle is our new co-host. We celebrating, man. We celebrating. And so I'm super excited. I hope you guys enjoyed this morning. Tomorrow we will be having Mr.
Miss
Dorsey.
Dorothy.
Mr. Dorsey's coming in the building and he's gonna talk to us about solid waste. And I'm sure he got some more shenanigans he's gonna discuss with us. And so
Wow.
we're gonna get you guys some information, community information. So let everybody know. I'm so excited that y'all decided to stay with us. Let's pray.
Yes.
Father God, we thank you. This is the day that you have made, God. We shall rejoice and be glad. And God, I thank you for each and every person that watched the live and God who's watching on the replay. Bless us and help us. Keep us in this day, God. God, we just want to encourage people everywhere, God, on every level, God, to just continue, Father God, to communicate effectively, God, to change, Father God, and to be the very best person that they can be for themselves, God, and then let it overflow into people, God. God, we ask for safe traveling grace as we travel throughout the day, Father God. Protect our homes, keep our homes, God, and bring us back to our homes better than it was before. And
Yes.
we believe and we stand on your promises. And it is so. In Jesus' name we pray and ask. Amen. Listen,
Amen.
it's not about what I say, it's about how I make you feel. Amen. I hope it made you feel some type of way. Bye.
Bye.